Hello, everybody, and welcome back to more Temtem, because that's why you're all here. So, last couple videos, streams I've been doing, did tier lists. I got my first dislike on that, by the way. One of y'all don't like me. And then I did a couple meta teams just yesterday. Bulkier variation, a faster variation. The codes of those are still on the side of the screen. I hope some of y'all are enjoying them. There's gameplay of it on the stream if you want to catch that, though. Should be up on YouTube. And I also added a bit more explanation on those on the Discord, squad sharing chat, the main Temtem Discord. Yeah, but anyways, so today we're going to be using a team that you've probably seen in my squads for quite a while now. Spiffy, hello. Thank you for the lurk. Glad you're here. Yeah, so this is the team we're going to be running today. It's basically the third variation of target rep team. First variation, I won the America 3 championship, America 3 regional, not championship, but and then the second variation I tried last patch after Valiar got Psywave, and it was awful. But this is the third variation, and it feels pretty good. I kind of mixed it with the Sparks team, or the Sparks core, and it feels pretty good. It's actually in the middle of one of my videos. This was a surprise. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I'm streaming a bit later than usual today. Had some other stuff to get done. I was a bit exhausted, so I just kind of took a bit of time to rest. But now I am back and I'm playing some Temtem. I'll go through the team quick. So I'm using a settling amphitheater, Sparks Bright Beam. It's just faster than my Chromion. No, it's actually just faster than the Platamus. Actually, I can take 1 point of speed out of those. Whatever. I might fix that at some point. So this HP helps it live pretty much everything I want it to. And since the Amphitheater is the fastest time in the game, I can save a whole bunch of speed TVs to max out his special attack. Still have enough for stamina. Chromion is... I haven't figured out the perfect amount of defensive invest for it yet, but it's pretty much just reaching the 265 breakpoint so that Tesla Prisons it can outspeed Oshiara and such with as much special attack as I can fit on there. Gets Sinner Typer with Amphitheater and Obi, which are my two main Sparks users. And it even gets it with the Digikoi, which I'll get to later. I have Tuckmo Mask on it right now, just because Toxics are still really common, and it gives me a much better matchup into stuff like Acronox, Garunder, Nidrasil, just being able to reduce Toxic tick value. Tortonite, I think this is the exact same build I used on my Sparks video. Just, it lives a Tornado. It's fast enough to outspeed Golzy with Crystal Spikes, and it's just as much damage as I can get. Ooh. Yeah. I was going to maybe put 62 stamina in it. I think there's some rotation. I don't click very often that I have that on, but nah. Obi is just a little bit faster than Amphitheater, because with Sparks, I can Spark before Amphitheater Plagues. Pretty niche, but like I wanted to have it about the same speed anyways. Plasma Beam and Tesla Prison for good control and also kind of chip damage. Some special attack just to increase the damage a bit more. And HP because Obi gets a lot of value from it. Gario has Autotomy, which actually procs on both of them when played with target rep Obi, which is really, really good value. And then just Gario's calc to survive a plague from Volphy and deal as much damage as it can get still. Platamus, it's faster than Nesla. The Nesla breakpoint lives a turbine, smacks with insane special attack. Grumper's I'm trying Grumper out a bit slower this time. So far, it hasn't felt real good. But I very well might switch that around, but it's what we're playing for now, and it's on the code I shared. It reaches the breakpoint for Golzy, so it's still just fine. And no, I don't have sparks on it because even a max speed grumper doesn't reach the breakpoints I want it to. It's just there because I was having issues with Hazrats and Inkies. And then Koish, Digi Iridescence Koish, I think is ridiculously strong, and it's also one of the best things I've found to lead into Shalant. I'm actually debating. I kind of want to swap this for Drill, so I can drill through Platimus Welcome or drill through Welcomer, and then also deal with Platimus just a bit better. Evasion is really common this patch, so it actually works against me with the evasion I have on my team. But double screen almost cancels out the iridescence damage increase, which makes just Koish super bulky and valuable. I've also got 2 Toxics for Faraday Cage synergy, which is nice. Ice Cubes is mainly just there for priority and stam efficiency. I'm not going to plan on clicking it too often. First time I used a full Luma Squad on Showdown. Yeah, I invested the rest of my Pansuns I had on to buy a perfect Luma Tortonite. It's a lot better to buy it considering antitoxins and Quartz Shield. Quartz Shield is the most expensive ETC in the game. Antitoxins is quite a bit too. So I just figured just buy the stupid thing whole. And then Burrow apparently is like an insanely expensive ETC. I had my perfect amphitheater with these 2 ETCs, but no Burrow. So I just bought a slightly overpriced one on Auction House today, just so that I could have the full team on stream. ETCs are annoying. Yeah, I feel like the rates for getting them in layers is still a bit too low, and I think that if you're fishing, or you should get a guaranteed ETC if you're 5 out of 5 fish. There's no reason you shouldn't get one. Layers are kind of broken as well now. Is there something actually wrong with them? Right? I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff wrong with them. They never fix the chests or the trades or anything. That's why I haven't been grinding them. I still kind of wanted to. But we found a pretty quick first match, so we'll just jump into it. This is a team I'm probably going to play on quite a few streams for the foreseeable future. Oh my goodness, Darkness. Even the ones that aren't Umbras look kind of have the same color scheme. This is my type of team, and I thoroughly enjoy it. It's just like the exact definition of my playstyle. So I am allowing my opponents to scout me by doing this, and that's okay, because I'd rather just have fun and more or less master the team in every matchup regardless. Now, what do I want to do here? I want to pick Chromion. But I don't think he's going to let me. I'll ban the Yowler because I don't have any mentals on the team. Chests are broken. All 2-star boxes only give gears, and 1-star boxes give Tems. Offerings don't take gears. Okay, the offerings not taking gears is what sucks. But it is really nice that every single-star box gives a Tem. So it's like, while yes, it definitely works against you in many ways, that much works for you. So you can kind of manipulate it a bit. Yeah, there goes the Chromion. 100% expected. But it is what it is. I'm gonna pick Obi to start. Because it's my reset user, it has sparks, plasma beam to reduce any damage that he would try and put out and such. If he doesn't pick Volerend, I'm going to pick Platimus and then ban the Volerend, and Platimus will kind of be my sparks recipient. It can put out lots of constant damage with like just Sweatband. It's able to stay on the field for quite a while. You and the other clubmates really want to spam layers with the update, but now you all kind of waiting for the patch to fix it. Yeah. Yep, that's kind of my issue as well. Okay, he banned my Tort Knight, so I have less good counters for Idrisil. Pick up Amphitheater for another Sparks user. Idrisil might be a larger problem than I gave it credit for. But we'll just have to wait and see. G Scully, thank you for the raid. Welcome everyone. We are playing some comp. I think you normally play comp as well. Sometimes I look around in your streams, Scully. I never really participate in chat much because normally it's during during my classes. But thanks for the raid. I appreciate it, and welcome to the stream. Absol, bringing friends. Welcome, welcome. Kaleidoscope and reactive vial. Okay. So there's not a whole lot of reason to attack the Cowrin right now because this Volfi is just going to click Lifeful Sap and it's going to heal the Cowrin. I just want to get some sparks on Plotimus as soon as I can. And then just start dishing out damage. Was the battles? Yes, we are just starting the first one. Just getting started on the stream today. A bit later than usual. That doesn't do a whole lot, but that's fair. He's just gonna double in, he is. I'm actually okay with that. Like, I guess he just wants to get rid of my my reset user. If I can just get enough sparks on Platimus though, it'll just start one-shotting everything, so it doesn't matter too much. And custom emotes. I like them. Welcome, welcome. Even if Obi goes down, just bring an Amphitheater and start doing the same thing. Worst thing he could do here is bring in Idrisil and Stonewall it. But at the same time then I just reset and or Obi gets another Sparks off, one or the other. I guess if he brings in Idrisil and Stonewalls it, I just get a third Sparks on Platimus and then Aquatic the Cowrin. So he kind of has to kill Obi here. Well, he does do the Stonewall. That will be an issue for sure, because Amphitheater and Grumper can't even hit the Nid. I could reset the Nid, but honestly, I'm just gonna ignore it and just continue sparksing. He does swap the Cowrin. Shween. Ah, that was a good prediction. Unfortunate for me as well. That's still quite a bit of damage for a resist. point. Now I can just bring in Amphitheater, throw a Plague and a Rotten Goo at this Shween, just so it can't get any more buffs off. Jealous of my Lumideer. It had awful stats when I caught it, but thanks to all the hot fixes I'm able to get from comp feathers and such. Any tips for getting through the story? Kind of put on back burner, try and nab your first Luma. I didn't have much of a problem with the story. I would just try and have a well-rounded team as far as types go, and then I would probably not try and switch your team around too much, because the more you switch around your team, the more you're gonna have to re-level stuff, and it's gonna be more of a grind. If you're like, you can always buy items if you need to help out, but in general, I would try and avoid doing that, because all the money you're able to save up will help significantly in post game. Toxic ink on the deer, no surprise. Diabolo on Volphy is not something I wanted to see. Yeah, that does kind of suck. I'm just gonna Aquatic. I was debating on not Aquaticing and saving some stamina, but I get the Invigorized anyways, and it's off hold for more damage, so... Yeah, not letting Amphitheater survive any longer. My Platymus is +4. Bring in Quaish here to deal with the Volphy a little bit better. Since I have Faraday Cage synergy, I am just going to rest on Platymus this turn. I also want the Aquatic off hold, so I can bring it in against Cowrin. But I do want to swap Platymus out to get Fake Beard back up at some point. And I still have Grumper in the back, which will be nice. Made a Hellfire team that you let him use? Hellfire is kind of a fun team to play. Yeah, Hellfire teams are fun. They're not as good anymore now. That's only one tick of burn, but it's still fun. Fun team. Then he got to win the second team. He was the Water Cutting Lily spam team. Yeah, those got nerfed just a little bit with the attack nerf to Quaish, but overall it's still very strong. You kind of need multiple Toxics to deal with them. Yeah, you feel like Water Lily spam teams aren't really viable just because it takes no skill. Just because it doesn't take any skill doesn't mean it can't be viable. I know for a while you used to be able to just have like 7 neutrals on a team, just because all the mentals in the game were so bad. And you could just win games that way. Oh, Psychosis. Now that's bad. Can't self-target with Rotten Goo or anything. I should have just aquatic the Cowrin. I wasn't thinking about Psychosis. I could have very easily won this game. This is gonna really hurt. It's the only way I can keep my Platymus alive. One team you find super annoying back in the old day was beat you with Zudu. Yeah, that one you don't see anymore, which helps a lot. Ah, no, I messed up. I have fake beard on this Platymus. I could have very easily saved everything. See, this is why I need practice with the team. It's a good team, but I'm just not utilizing it to its maximum potential. So annoying, you're just gonna smack your own dude. Yeah, basically, if you were faster with the old Voodoo teams, you would just kind of win. But if you're slower, you never do. So it was a rough spot. Kind of just had to ban it. Actually attacked the Grumper, which would have pushed off the Doom. Need to save the Cowrin. Still learning? Yeah, I mean, this game's a constant learning experience. Has not that much damage to moments. And refurbished procs this turn as well. Yeah, I upped a lot of the things. I was getting a lot of redeems and it kind of took more time than I was hoping for. Ugh. Yeah, not killing that Cowrin's gonna cost me this game. Stall poison. It's just kind of stall in general. Tsubaki's one of the most well-known stall players in the game. Dang, I almost dust vortexed. Tsubaki's playing really well here. I can't keep up. He already fought on the moments. Now that's interesting. Very, very interesting. He probably just swaps to Nidrisil and gets another Revitalize off. Yeah, so I gotta be wary of Nidrisil a bit more. When I play this team, I suppose. Turn am I on? It's far from... Yeah, the max turn is 25. Sometimes you reach it, but that's usually when two slower teams are against each other, but I do not have that slow of a team, so... It's just going to be a double heal turn from him. Toxin Shower does 23%. That's a 3-hit KO. Yeah, I don't win. GG. I completely threw by not killing the Coward and getting the Doom on my Plotamus. But now I know for next time. I recently modified the team, switched a couple things around. I had Momo and Aohi in place of Grumper and Koish. Aohi was one of my extra counters to Nidrisil. Now I do not have that. 0 Noxes. He's finally off of the 7 Digiweeks and is now just on 4 Digiweeks. Team I helped you modify, been having a blast with. Easily one of your favorite teams. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Popped open the Discord for a little bit. You guys probably heard that. There was a video in comp chat. HKS bug. Looks like he's struggling a bit to figure out what to do against me. I would rather not face Hazrat. Looks like a really good Obi and Chromion lead. Yeah, maybe it's going to be Amphitheater Chromion. Just because Amphitheater has more damage than Obi does, just in case he picks Nagai's. Thank you for the follow. Happy Ninjosh. Ninjosh? That's funny, I like it. Yeah, we'll go the Amphitheater. Noticed I was running the pre-evo to Nidrisil at some point. Could you explain that reason? Yes, so Orphil, I ran a lot last season. It has a trait called Toxic Affinity, which raises its toxic damage by 1.5 times on top of the stab or same type attack bonus it gets. So just attacking normally, it was dealing 2.25 times damage. And with Nox Bomb, that was one of the highest turn 1 damages in the game, and absolutely the highest toxic type damage in the game. So but the problem is it basically only has toxic moves. It's got lower stats because it is a pre-evolution. But it's really cool because Tems in this game like that do have little niches and stuff that they fill to be useful. Um, I'm just gonna ban Scunch because it's a bit tankier, and it can still gets like Savage and Ninja off, which hurt. No, not the OB. That makes sense. He's still a little weak to Digi, so makes just getting rid of it is a smart plan. So it's kind of like running Light Ball Pikachu over Raichu. That's a pretty good comparison, yeah. Yeah, I'd say it's very similar to that. Grumper's pretty good here. The only question is how well would a source rep evasion team work? Be effective just for fun? Do you think it would be? I mean, so source rep Obi is typically what people go because it's more splashable. You can use it on more teams. It's basically just for Bush and Fake Beard, though. The only way you would be able to get source rep evasion is if you have a Tem with Bamboozle. This way it allows you to get evasion with stuff like Autotomy. Or I guess it works with Welcomer too. So because of Shaolan's popularity, source rep Obi is also jumping up in popularity as well. Like Pig. Yeah, Pig, Valiar, Gulder, and Barnshee, I think, are the only 4 Bamboozlers in the game. Wolvine has bait. If I can get rid of this Shimurian, it's kind of a free game, so I'm just going to take the risk that he may not attack my Chromion this turn, and he'll go for the Amphitheater because it's a green circle. Even if he does attack Chromion, there's a chance I live the CPG and T-Strike. Valero, hello, welcome. How does that work for Team Elusive? Because not only affects and activates if it's a move that's supposed to hit both. I'm a bit confused at what you're asking. It's evasion, so it's different than. Wow, max special attack Volgon. That is something to be worried about. A little bit at least. Who runs that? Okay. Yeah, like, so if you're saying if Volfi has evasion and there's Team Elusive, Volfi, or it wouldn't proc the evasion if it's an attack move to Team Elusive because it just doesn't even get hit by it, so it would still keep the evasion. Because Volfi has bush and stuff. If you bush and then the opponent like uses Hellfire, you'd still keep the evasion. Team Elusive does not give evasion. It just straight up is immune to spread attacks. Yeah, you've had it where it died, didn't proc Team Elusive on a double Tem hit. My guess is that Tyrannac was on the board. Tyrannac cancels out traits. Without a cave evasion? No, it did not. I know it's like Team Elusive. Basically, sounds like it would give evasion, but no, nothing of the sort. Just misread it. Yeah, fair enough. Hello, Lilas. Welcome. Took a month-long break, getting back into comp. Time to review your team after this game. Yes, I do. So bulky mental started, he had a 4x hit. This was a weaker attack. Yes, Bright Beam is one of the weakest attacks in the game, so it makes sense it only took that much damage. It has like 15 base power. The only things weaker than it are like Synergy Double Edge. That might be the only one now because Psy-Collab. Did Shimurian not click Front Whip? This just really wants to get rid of my Amphitheater. A bit of a surprise, but that's fine by me. Light Cube, hello, welcome. That may have just ruined this. Oh, hold on. There we go. Well, it popped up already because I clicked on it. We'll review that after this game. Alright, now that Chimerian's gone, and even Nagais is gone, Gario just kind of cleans up the rest here. Lasal got Frond Whip, might be something he runs with Naga. It very well could have Frond Whip, that's a good point. If it's a max speed Zabian with Frond Whip, it would outspeed and kill my Gario. I guess problem right now is that he can just heat up, swap out his Volgon, and then swap it back in for Synergy Wreck. Or he just has Drill on his side as much that I don't get warned about. Even though I'm supposed to. But yeah, that Volgon is max special attack invest. Probably even has some speed in it. I'm just gonna click Thunderstrike. I imagine he clicks Wreck here. I don't think there's any turn 1 move Zabian has that can hit Grumper. I guess Telekinetic Shrapnel. But I should be able to live that just fine. Be funny if Gario lives this. Come on, buddy! Sad. Aha. A little surprised that one shot. I don't know what he clicked. Maybe Electro Punch predicting a swap. max speed size munch. He can't kill my Platamus though, which is nice. Aqua almost killed. If I was max special attack, that would have killed. It's kind of funny. GG's. He needed to keep Shimuri and maybe Nagais a bit healthier for that game. Alright, let me get over to my Pookie spawn spot so that we can let him spawn, and then I'll do that team review. It's not like there's anything lucky about the spot, but I can pretend there is. I just feel like there's not a whole lot of spots to spawn Pookie. There's that little pond in Omni, but I'm not a fan of having such little space to do the radar. And over here, it's just like, so they got the truck here. I don't know if anyone's talked to this NPC. I guess it doesn't proc twice. It doesn't say it twice, but there's the whole, like, Muse hiding under the truck. Dude saw a Temtem under the truck. Alright. We got this team, so let's check it out. Looks like a stall team on first glance. So Nidrasil. So for the most part, stalled Nidrasils typically run. Yowler Mama's Nidrasil are kind of locked. So so nowadays stall Nidrasils, what they really want to do is they bring cooperation. Because one, Nidrasil usually keeps a lot of stamina because it's mainly clicking spores. So if you have another Tem that wants stamina, you can share it with your ally and it helps. But also, it's Nidrasil's only way to self-heal. Plus, since it's very high prio, it goes pretty quick and costs 0 stamina. It's actually a really nice move. The only time you would click allergic spread over spores is... you just don't do it all that often. Basically, you would only do it if neither Tem is poisoned at that point. Moments. I'm not sure what this special attack investment's for. Not that it's bad. I can't think of any immediate breakpoints at 130 speed, so that's probably okay. Normally, moments, you don't have sweatband being used. I would put sweatband on your moments because moment stays on the field a long time. And while yes, you could have a Diabolo proc because it also does, you usually want Diabolo on a support. I would have Diabolo on Calibus, 100%. Because people just don't attack Calibus. You're not going to kill it in 3 turns, and it's the least scary thing on the board at all times. Like, sure, you could double strangle something once, but you're just not going to get a whole lot of value from that. For the most part, you strangle something on Calibus, and then you're swapping Calibus out so that something can get the Stonewall from whichever one of your supports. But Tortonite. Can find Court Shield. Yeah, Tortonite's really used as a counter right now, just to punish bad boards. If somebody ever has a board with, like, Platamus and Oshiara, not really sure why you would have that board, but they're 2 common Tems. Maybe you baited it in with, like, Cowrin and Pig, or I don't know. You swap in Tortonite, and then you just cage spam, and your opponents can never swap, and you just get to +8/+8 for free, and then you just get heal with Tortonite's Garden. So it's kind of nice. You do have stamina issues, though. I see you have a ton of stamina invest. That's good. I would consider, not that you have to, but I would consider running Rotten Goo as the attack on Tortonite purely for the seized. Because if you were to run Tortonite Doom as your main win condition and run into a Talisman, you would just lose. But Rotten Goo actually disables the Talisman, and then you can still Doom them afterwards. It's just that you have a weaker offensive presence, and there's like no reason to run the special attack then. You could genuinely consider running all these TVs in stamina again if you don't want more in defenses. I, but you don't have to. I think the defenses would be a great place to put them as well. Toxic Farewell, so on stall teams you actually don't want your temps to die. So Toxic Farewell is not going to be good. Mucus gives you a lot more survivability, just because it reduces the toxic damage reduced is so nice. It makes it be so much better of a counter to Platimus and Hazoret that way. And also one of your two weaknesses, Electric and Wind, being reduced damage from by 30%, super useful. You don't need H slap. Typically you run Flood or Water Blade. It looks like you have H slap here for just like the long game, lowering defense so you can eventually finish them off. You're not going to click it. The only time you would ever click Accumulating Slap is if you're up against a toxic type, and even then you'd probably rather strangle it and hope your other Tem on the field can do all the damage. I would just go Water Blade, so you can actually pick Calibus into something like a Hedgen, which would normally be a fast threat, and you can threaten it out, or just straight up kill the thing. And you don't really need the attack invest in. You actually want at least 400 like special defense here. I'm not sure what the exact value would be. You'd have to play around with the values to get something exact. Karin with Drill's a bit interesting. I would switch around your items here. Shween only has 2 weaknesses. It doesn't need Reactive Vial. If you want a damage reduction item, you go double screen. Karin has weaknesses to some of the most common types in the game, which is why Reactive Vial helps. Like, you can leave Karin in against an Oshiara with Reactive Vial. Karin's the one you're least sold on. I would definitely run Karin. It's the best Tem on a stall team. The thing is so tanky, and the value it gets with Stonewall and Roar, being able to punish both physical and special attackers, is huge. Plus, it's got the easiest Doom in the game with Psychosis. All of its moves are low stamina costs, and Soil Steam is such a great stab option. Skull Helmet isn't great though. If you find yourself dying or killing opponents faster, you can go Scavenger. You could definitely just switch those around. TVs look pretty much fine. I'm wondering if you should invest special attack for any breakpoints. I can't think of any offhand though. It's hard to know like specific offensive breakpoints because the amount of bulk Tems run now is really varied. So Peg with first aid kit's fine. You could run Turbine. I would just run Debris Typhoon. You don't really need the Prio, and you'd rather have the Stamina Sustain. It's just meant to do like piddle chip damage if it's even attacking at all. So Debris Typhoon's fine. It also gives you a turn 1, so you're not useless. I have seen some Pigapex run Turbo or even Relaxed in place of Bamboozle. Because Bamboozle is a bit rough now that it's on a hold. But you don't have any other wins for synergy with Turbo, nor do you really need speed. You don't have enough mentals to justify Relax. So yeah, Bamboozle's good here. It is really nice on Pig, but it's kind of hard to find a slot to justify it. Like because you're not going to be outspeeding a whole lot of Metatems with speed invest. You could maybe outspeed Turok Feather Gatlings if you're paired with Nidrasil. But I mean, like, you're using Stonewall and stuff, so I think you could do without it. I think you could also try more. But it's not a bad place to start out. Yowler. Yeah, this looks fine. Yowler's a time you do want some attack invest in, so it's good to see that. You could consider. I've seen some people run Toughen over Savage Suplex. If you're struggling to get buffs off, it can be nice to run it, but your offensive presence is much weaker that way. Just something to consider. Other than that, the set is perfectly fine. Schween. Schween's pretty standard. You could go more speed and less in bulk just to get faster buffs off. On tempo buffs are really valuable, but at the same time, you don't. Usually, the thing Schween's weak to are stuff like Plague, which is going to go first anyways. So. That's kind of what I would do. I'll just throw the team code back in chat at you. Hopefully you got some, maybe a little bit of inspiration from that. Like, the team looked perfectly fine. I wouldn't change any members on it. I would say, if anything, the weakest member looked like Calibus. I didn't even look at the defensive type chart. If you're always gonna have fire weakness stacked on stall teams, Cowern helps supplement that for sure. Melee weakness sucks a little bit, and so does the wind weakness. I would say the only thing you could consider doing is dropping Calibus for Piranhient, but I suppose it's just to make it so you're not super weak to Toxic. Because Piranhient offers Revitalize heals, synergize it with your natures, provides Fluid Barrier for special defense raises, and Ultrasound with marbles is extremely disruptive. I ran it on my Stamina Stall team. If you bring Piranhient in on a swap against a fire type, your opponent's basically forced to swap. They swap into a resist, they take Marbles Chip, and then they get exhausted for 2 turns afterwards, after this encounter, or after my next match that I'm not finding. That can cancel Q real quick, just fine. But if you're not ready, I can queue back up. Thought I was reviewing a team. I was just we got it all pretty much. I was just doing a last recommendation. No problem. Hope you have some success with it. Luma Anna here. I've had it for a while. I just bought it. It wasn't OT or anything. Not a chance I was doing that. Picked it up before prices raised a ton. I bought it for 8 million. I could have resold it for 20 if I felt like it. And cooking. Good luck. Have fun to you as well. Antons just don't have enough value right now for me to justify it. Hey, what is with this C tier Tem I'm seeing on my screen? I hate Shelllant Inky. It's just so strong, and I don't have Drill on my Quaish right now. Looks like he's taking a while to think. I'm not exactly sure on my van either. Because I could lead Obi and Gario, but he's got 2 natures, so I don't feel confident in doing that. And he's got blue side too, which helps him for the Shelllant. If I knew he was going to pick Shelllant and Inky, I could just pick... Oh. Okay, whatever. Just pick these two then. My team's really good against Barnshee. I think we're going to see a large increase in Barnshee's at dispatch after the bulk buffs. Yeah, Inky, that's the issue here. I have like multiple counters to it in the back. But, you know, that's the thing, they're in the back. Saku's kind of a pain. I'll just ban it. Schnellant's a lot less effective in the back. It's not bad, it's just less effective. Gario ban, that's okay. Pick Grumper to deal with the Inky. And Tortnite is a backup Inky counter, deal with Barnshee. And Cerneef as well. I think I'm leaning towards Quaish as my last choice, but we'll have to see. I'm just gonna have to sack Chromion turn 1. Yeah, definitely gonna go Quaish. You just pick Double Wind. I don't really want to pick my Platimus into that. Man, where's some get a better song? This guy had a whole bunch of Pokemon battle themes and none of them pop up. Oh well, this one's good. Okay, Marbles Acronox kind of sucks. Not a fan of that. It would be nice to keep my Chromion for later, but I just don't have any swaps into this. Very high damage lead. I'm just gonna Plasma Beam because I don't think Chромion's living long enough for me to get multiple turns of Sparks value. Wait for the Obi, that's surprising. I was really expecting him to go for the Chromion. If Obi lives... Yeah. So I think he wants to click DC Beam. We're gonna do a... I got a really funny button on this Chromion here. Wonder if we'll see something like Toxin or Quartz Dirt in the Toxin Shower. That would kind of suck. Sting on the Acra. We do see the Quartz Dirt though. Ah, that's so sad. I could have easily killed this Acronox. I was expecting a double into Obi, and I was not expecting the Sting. Yeah, I feel like DC Beam was just safe to knock out the Obi there, so that was a really strange choice, in my opinion. Yeah, like there it is. I should just click Binary Flood this turn. Yeah, because I don't go out before the Sting. I got a little bit of Tuckma Mask value, but it's still probably not enough. Yeah, Binary Flood would have definitely put the Inky in range to die to a Sea Spikes, but now it does not. Not Sparksing the Chromion turn one was also a mistake. Really expected him to deal with the Chromion faster. I guess Inky probably just DC beams Chromion here. And then I kind of just lose. Inky is such a huge problem. When Shovelant, Inky, and Platimus are all on the same team, I don't know how to best deal with it. I was sludge gifting to confirm the kill after the microwaves, but that just wasn't the play because he kept the Inky in. I just couldn't know that. Dual counter on a team is pretty much exclusively for Shower Inky. The problem is it's revealed, so then the Inky just swaps, and then it comes in to be a problem later. Or it doesn't swap, and it's still a big issue. Because you probably didn't target it, because you were expecting it to swap. I don't know. It's... The only reason people don't consider it a problem right now is because everyone's running Volfi on their teams. And, you know, Volfi Sludge Gift goes before Inky, so... They're like, oh yeah, this is fine. I could have Tesla prisoned the Inky at some point as well, which would have helped give me speed advantage. Oh wow. Calc to live a sludge gift from a mech. So he's actually sacking speed on his Inky. Hello Leaf, welcome. Yeah. I think I may have said that twice. I'm too busy focused on this match and the tanky Inky that's getting so much value this game. Koish just gets DC Beam now in this game. He's gotten like 3 KOs with DC Beam. What happens when you give every Tem unconditional prio? GG's. So high special attack invest Shelllant too, which is interesting. Normally it feels more of a support role. Must have been slower and bulkier. I could have taken advantage of that. quick match. GG Light Cube. I was not like. Why didn't you DC beam turn 2? Were you predicting the hologram? Ruined me. You didn't think this? I was at like 10%. DC beam does insane amounts of damage. Second game ever playing Inky? Yeah, the Tem is stupid. But it looks like you calced yours to be a lot slower. You're not. Oh, so you took away from HP to put in special attack, or from special attack to put in HP. Gotcha. Yeah, I made quite a few misplays that game too, but you played well. Unedited is bad for my team, is what I found. I have a lot of reliance on Ryo still, and usually they just swap it out when I bring in my electrics. Didn't feel like you could do anything less than max speed on Inky. Yeah, there's also the whole thing of Inky, max speed Inky is speed tied with max speed Shelllant, which is also pretty common. Seemed like you had a lot of offense invest in your Shelllant as well. I feel like most of the time you see it at like max speed, significant HP, and then just a little bit of special attack. Yeah, because if you led Shelllant then, I probably just... Either your Shelllant was really slow, or I just kill it with the microwaves. Should have just banned the stupid Inky. That would have helped significantly. Right, I'm seeing a lot more Acronoxes than I was hoping to. I guess people are just looking for toxics that counter other toxics. What if I had to spend another move in addition to my harmful? Well, I mean, I would have... So, like, if I normally face a Sparks Inky lead, I can Sparks harmful Shelllant and it kills... Or Shelllant Inky, yeah. You need pretty much right near... You need a significant amount of HP to live. And then I also get to keep the scaling for next turn. But if you would max special attack T-Strike into DC Beam, I'm not sure if it kills Chromion, but if it doesn't, it gets close. Quite a few counters to me here. Because I don't like seeing Whip Lump. Even though I have double electric, or triple electric in a nature. One of them's Grumper and one of them's Obi. So it's just kind of like an even matchup. I might end up swapping Grumper around for something else yet. I mainly put Grumper in there as a counter to Inky. But it's... if it can't... I don't know. We'll just have to see. It doesn't work as well as I'd hoped. People still pick Inky and people still get value with it too. I am not sure how to pronounce your name. Libatronet. But welcome. Glad you're here. Just launched Temtem. And Himi, hello. Welcome to you as well. Saku has 350 plus invest in speed. Ah, I see. You must have pedal dagger for sure then, and not frond whip. I'm gonna sparks the Chromion, and then microwaves the Chimerian, and the next turn I'm gonna, assuming I survive, I'll probably sparks and binary. Made it in time, gonna be streaming long. I'd like to get some more matches in, yeah. Maybe 3 more or so. Aha, get best of 1. I did not calc for that. What's team's team? I'm not quite sure what that team means. Okay, that's a Chimerian with over 600 or with over 265 speed. Team's theme. It's using Obi's trait of target replicator. So it duplicates statuses, but honestly, this is more like a ladder climb team. It's one that I thoroughly enjoy playing. I'm just learning how to play it a bit better. I was not expecting that fast of a Chimerian. I can reset one of them, but I'm assuming the Mashuk's just gonna swap. I'll still throw crystal spikes at it just in case. Why Digicoish? Digicoish with Iridescence is crazy strong because it has all the offensive benefits of using a digital without any of the defensive drawbacks. Yeah, definitely should have hit the Mashuk. I really thought it would swap though. That glass blade being faster than me really hurt. It's probably 300 TVs this Chimerian has in speed. I don't know if it's Sack's attack or what. Or it seems kind of good now. I thought so. I don't think so as much now. I've been playing it, but it's just it was good. It's good against like most toxic stuff like Garunder and Yggdrasil, Platamus, Oshiara. Problem is more the people are running Acronox on most teams, so it has a lot less success. Alright, now he gets a 1 health live, it's only fair. After that speed boost, I don't know how fast the Gyalis was either. If I could have used Plasma Beam. I'll never outspeed this Chimerian, so I'd rather just throw Toxic Gas. I guess I could have tried to outspeed the Gyalis at least, But I wouldn't be surprised to see a Sharp Stabs plus Crystal Plume into the Tortonite or something. I just lose this game. The speed tiers definitely caught me off guard. Oh, it just took itself out. I am not making any of the right reads today. Wow. Yeah, Whipplump just comes in, finishes off Grumper, and then Tort can't really do anything. That turn 2 was just impossible to come back from. GG's. Yeah, the faster the meta is, the less value Grumper gets. Seems to be the thing. I'm just gonna do this. Oh look, this looks familiar, doesn't it? Alright. Screw fast metas. I'm fine with fast metas. The problem is that the meta is like 500 speed, 300 bulk, and only 1 or 200 attack, and it's just insta loses to stall teams. Problem is people aren't playing real stall, they're playing like bulk. Just grabbed half the spreads on your team. No, I don't blame you. That's just what's strong right now. You don't think you lose to stall though? Oh, if they ban Inky, what do you do? Because Inky's your high damage output option. Okay. Well, just Chromion start. Inky's trash can stall. Really? I guess that's fair. But Inky really clicks electric moves, and there's natures and earths all over, and even crystals. But it does hit a lot of raid bosses hard. Saku Barnshi. Potentially, I could. I don't know. I feel like you would struggle severely. You don't have enough offensive invest. Sounds like you just have too much in HP and speed. Like if you're dealing 20% to a Cowron with a Debris Typhoon, like it's gonna be a 5-hit KO. Oh, late Torment strats. All right. Freshing Breeze is another strong tool you have against stall. I've been seeing multiple people running that. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to even do on this lead. It's not really worth sparking because If he doubles into the Chromion slot, I probably die. Yeah, Fatir ban. He's actually getting rid of some of my better Gallios counters, so I'm probably... I don't know, I mean, Platimus is still really rough too. But Loali might even be worse against my team. Platimus is good against the remaining options. I have to put it into practice, see if I'm right or not. Yeah, just let me know, I'm curious. I feel like it's just kind of an insta-lose. That's the downside. Otherwise, everyone would just run similar teams. And I feel like that's why players like Tsubaki and Genesect are just able to thrive. Because just not only are people not preparing for stall adequately, but like it punishes people's spreading habits. Where is he? Hello, welcome. Do the funny buttons, just swap into Gario. Start chipping down the Acronox. It'd be nice to save Carmion for later. It's really the best thing I have against Gallios. He was going after the Chromion. Ever wonder what these teams do against a random Grease? Just all of a sudden, nope, no trap. Yeah, I don't really need Gario for anything in specific. I've got other counters for Grunder with like Tortonite. Probably wasn't a wise idea to use Rockfall though. Should've just tried to beat down the Acronox. Problem is I can't just leave Yeller alone. He has to attack the Gario now or else it gets another move off. He'll probably Toxin Shower and Savage Suplex. I don't really want a proc comebacker, even with a burn, it's probably just not even worth it. We'll try it though. Oh, he actually swaps. Not what I was expecting. Getting some nice free chip on Gallios, I suppose. He does finish off the Gario, and that works for me, buddy. So that was... I think that was kind of trolling. That was the best possible turn for me. Now I just bring in Chromion, throw sparks on it, and start wrecking his team. Like, if he was gonna do that, he should have left Gario alive. It wasn't gonna die to the Toxic Tick. At least I don't think it was. I guess it could have been exactly at 25.2%. When it had the 2 ticks on it. Rip Gallios. That kills some of the max speed ones at full health, I think, so no surprise to see it died. Should just be a free win from here. I just sparks the Chromion and binary. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's not free. Yowler will still hurt. But basically, I'm just chipping Yowler down. Next turn, I'll throw Armful at Chimerian if it comes in. Otherwise, just another one at Yowler would be good. If you're gonna bully Tolwyn, just haven't seen people throw like this. Yeah, it's definitely a bit rough for him. It's not like he had that much of a lead. I think it still would have been close, but this is just he can't recover after his turn 3 swap of Yowler. Yeah, I don't have any mentals to punish Yowler, unfortunately. And Acronox is proving to be a pretty large problem for this team. Maybe I should add Barnsheet. Everyone's new favorite toy. That would help against Acronox, Hazrat, Plotamus, Yowler. Still make me kind of rough into crystals though. You're expecting Barnsheet to start shooting up in the meta? Yeah, it'll just kind of be just an extra 10 on slower teams. Just build Barnsheet bulky, throw time split on it, and all of a sudden it's a menace. Platy's your struggle toxic, kind of same reasons as Acro for me. Yeah, Platy's even more common though. It's literally like the best Tem in the game or something. Probably tie it between Platy or Volphy. Fast Toxin Shower is such a huge pain. You fight Platy with Moala and Gialis. Yeah, that's rough. I'm not sure what he's thinking about much. Your own fault for wanting to use Mudred? Yeah, Mudred's cool. There's so much anti-sleep tech right now that people are running because they were having issues with the Gallios teams. Sharpening, alright. Yeah, even that glass blade plus 3 doesn't do a whole lot. GG. Alright. Feeling a little bit more burnt out than usual today. I'll probably only play another match or two. I have to put some time into figuring out what I can put in, like the Grumper slot at the very least. I guess the reason I didn't put Barnshe before was because it loses harder into Inky, but if Inky's just my prio ban for the Inky Shellant teams, maybe I can fit it in there. I know I also struggled with Shellant and Obi though. Just the whole Shellant plus basically any electric seems to be an issue. Resistant Gyalis worked there, worked decent against Acronox too. It doesn't work against as well against Acronox as you would think, because it just takes the soil steam. Tremarian is also a problem with my current. Yeah, it's basic. I guess Crystal Electric. I can cover both with Earth, and I have Gario there. Kmart gift card. That's a fun name. That's another Acronox. I've seen like 4 out of my 5 games today. It looks like people are just throwing Yowler and Acronox onto just about any team. Just a safe duo at the moment. And I guess that's just part of what's making Barnshe more viable. H Ken, hello, welcome. Having a bit of a rougher day, but we're just refining this team. I still like the concept. I think there's room to improve it though. Lumapuki just reminded me of all the work Munch put into his magic crap. Yeah. Yep, lots of changes to Luma's over time. Seems like you guys all know this Kmart. I'm actually not familiar with this player. I think this might be my first match against them. Grumper doing any favors? It's a really good counter pick. I was seeing Gazuma picked up. I had Grumper because I wanted the counter to Gazuma, Hazrat, and Inky. Actually convinced Kremlin to give him 10 free copies of the game, grind playthroughs to generate money to breed tons of Pookie. Oh wow, that's very. I had not heard that story before. A new member of Enigma, gotcha. Should be a fun match then. Banned out my Grumper, so he wants to free up his Anatan. I really don't want to let him do that though. I like Amphitheater into these last few Tems. Counters Saku. Both Amphitheaters wall each other, but mine's settling, so it may or may not win in an end game situation. The main reason I banned Anatan is so I'm not forced into picking Gario because it doesn't look great this game. He's got double nature and water. Added ladder a few months after it released into early access. Huh. Seems like an interesting choice. Used to be match finding rooms in the Discord. Very interesting. Alright, Platimus just comes in free here. I'm not really sure why he let it through. Or, no, I'm keeping in... Keeping in Obi, I'm going to throw a Tesla Prison in the Ukama slot. Now I'll swap in Platimus. Worst thing he can do is... use Water Cannon Venom Spread. I guess Water Cannon Soil Steam, because that would just take out the Obi. Maybe I should have banned the Acronox, not only because it counters my team, but he had like multiple cheese leads associated with it between Yowler and Ukama partners. Looks like he did not stick around. But I do get a nice Tesla Prison onto this Cycrox. And I get to avoid the Sting. Do some Toxin Shower evasion shenanigans. Really punishes slower teams. Like slower boards. Look like it's doing like 32% or something. After this Toxin Shower, even though it's 4 times resisted, another Tesla Prison should smack that Cycrox down. So offensive invested Cycrox, which is very interesting. Don't see those very often. Bottomus really ain't doing much, but yeah, he's just gonna take the kill on Obi. It's basically Obi for Cycrox trade, not the worst. Didn't have a whole lot of... I guess I had some ways to deal with it, but... they were limited. I'm gonna go Amphitheater here. Throw Sparks on my Platimus, Synergy Rotten Goo, hit the Ukama if that's what he decides to bring in. Oh, we see the Saku. Can still do that though, because he doesn't have a whole lot of things that want to resist it. Gallus and Kinu? Yeah, those are 2 you don't see often anymore. You guys must be talking about real early, like Tuck My Days. Sane's still insanely common. I don't see it. I mean, it's still pretty common, yeah. Even like a 30% play rate's still pretty nuts. Okay, is that a max attack air specialist hand fan? Nope. It's just air specialist. That's Still felt it like it did a ton of damage. I have enough defense invest to survive a tack strike turbine, and Boomerang's 15 BP lower than turbine. Sending in the Acronox again. Oh, he's not. Lucas, hello, welcome. Trying to slow down my Tortonite. If it's a speed invested Saku, that could be bad. It is not. Let's throw Sparks, Sea Spikes at the Amphitheater. Should finish it off. I should be able to live a Soil Steam if that's what he chooses to do. Oh, no, he goes for the Intimidation. That's brutal. The handcuffs with it too. Was not expecting that. That was a good play. It is double evasion Amphitheater, I wasn't sure. He rested on the Acronox. His Amphitheater cannot KO my Tortonite. Maybe a Plague Sting would, but that's still going to be cutting it close. What moves am I running on Obi? Plasma, Tesla, Reset, and Sparks. Yeah, okay, so Plague Sting would have killed. He went for the Tesla Sting instead. I can throw a Plague at Amph. And I'll just throw a Crystal Spikes at Acronox. Okay. Yeah. That OX will make it just get finished off. The weird Amphitheater mirror thing was kind of a pain. I throw Sparks on the Chromion, try and microwaves the Acronox now. You know, it's not even worth So I'm +3. I just gotta double in on the Acronox and kill it. Because if the microwaves didn't kill, that would have been really bad, but if I can just get a 1v1 Ukama versus Amphitheater, I always win. Yeah, I don't think that would have killed. Definitely glad I doubled. Even with the OX. It was a pretty close game in the end, though. My Amphitheater is now +4 though, and Ukama can't hit it. Tort living the double was well. That's the thing. I had Tort on a board where he couldn't just, or Amphitheater couldn't do anything to it, and it resisted Toxic 4 times. That's part of the reason why I'm running Tort. It's one of the best Toxic counters in the game. GG. Right, I got enough in me to do one more match. I'll probably call it after this. Won't be the last you see of this team, though. I feel like I hardly get through any encounters on this radar every stream, just because I keep getting matches. We got through like, what, 15? Oh my goodness. My friend is trying to communicate with me and he's just spamming me on Discord. Challenge to a scrim? Sure. Let me just cancel my queue quick. Target rep versus target rep? If you want, sure. You redeemed it. Diamond's pretty cutthroat. I'm not trying to push as I am, I'm trying to just refine my team. So I'm glad to have a variety of strong teams to play against. Not having a fire is rough. There's so many types I would like to have that I can't particularly manage to fit together. Feels like the only difference between Diamond and Legend is team building. Are you saying Diamond has more interesting team building or less? I feel like that the real difference between Diamond and Legend is how often people play because of the net positive TMR system. Getting rid of the Chromion? Come on. Well, that's one of my 2 natures, and I don't have anything faster than Amphitheater Plague to finish off the Gario turn 1. Do some Digicoish Platimus shenanigans. Interesting to see the mix here. Don't particularly want to get into another Amphitheater mirror matchup. Like like Connor and Jake will always make legend, doesn't matter what team they use. There's lots of diamonds, that would be legend if they had better team building. Yeah, that's fair. Bait mix, that's interesting. Let's throw an aquatic at it just so it can't see spikes itself. It probably will anyways, but that's fine. I'd like to start beating down this Broccolum. Yeah. That's just some free chip on Broccolum, nothing wrong with that. Alright, it'll die to the Toxic Tick next turn. I'll just Toxin Shower, swap to Obi. Sounds good to me. A little bit of chip on the mix. Bit surprised to see the Broccolum outspeed. Just guess it has significant speed invest. Denigrate. Nice to avoid that. It's a pretty threatening board. Has at least some amount of type advantage against everything he's got. I'm just gonna Aquatic, which would pressure the Obi, and Tesla, which would punish the Mashuk speed if it swapped in, and also hurt the Platymus pretty bad as well. And now that it's stayed in, I'm not really afraid of Obi, so it's very nice. Ah, it's a speed invested mix. I lived. Obi MVP. Mix was running out of stamina, so I would have been able to manage against it anyways, but it is nice to get it out of the picture. Nibolo and Platymus is nice. I have more answers to Platymus than I do Mashuks. I'll throw a Plasma Beam at the Mashuk then. If I even get it off. If the Platymus is faster than my Obi, it won't happen. Nice. Obi goes down, that's fine. Platymus is determined, so it doesn't actually lose any defense from that. I feel like Determined is always the better trade on Platymus now that Zen just got less value with Mawala nerf. Petition to give Waterblade back to Platymus. I still have it on a Platypet. I could have aquatic that Mashuk to finish it off if I really wanted. Probably would have been better. Wouldn't be hitting my own Quaish that way. You guys are talking about that. Why not give Momo Unseen Blow? I think it's really missing out. Oh, he killed his own Mashuk. That's a little unfortunate. GG. Who would be the most broken heat-up user in the game? Not sure. GG's, Lucas. GG. Alright, that is going to be all for me today. But, like I said, I'll be playing some more of this team. Probably change some stuff around. After playing some more games with Grumper, I'm probably going to swap that out. But maybe it's just because I didn't see a single Gazuma today. What's my take on Brock right now? I love Brock, it's so strong. I feel like Brock is almost a must-have on any mid-range team. The only thing holding Brock back is that there's so many toxics in the meta. But if Acronox picks up steam as one of the main toxics, it's really nice because it can just soul shout it. Problem is that the Sting change to special actually makes it so that before Camouflage would actually push off the toxic from a Cobweb Acronox Sting, but that doesn't happen anymore. So Acronox does have a much better matchup into Brocklin than previously. Only a minor problem? Yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to see how it goes. But thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.